the ability to reinforce on the field. So I'm just gonna stay in cover and try to see what I can get out of it. Of course, I always check on my suppressed units because I don't want to take any squad casualties. But for the time being, they're fine. And of course, I am harassing as much as I can in the top with that first rifleman squad. Now here, I think I just overstayed in the green cover when he got flamers a bit, and my retreat was kind of late. But you'll see here that not only did the bunker go down, but the MG42 went down, because even if the rifleman was suppressed, they still could fire at some shots. I didn't even have to micro them. I just wanted them to be kept there, being suppressed, and occupy the MG42 so that they don't have to face an MG42 in the battle that I was mostly interested in. It's a good practice if your opponent, does not bring reinforcements in order to kill suppressed units, or if you are not facing an MG42 that gets some ridiculous damage bonuses or something like that. I didn't even notice exactly what hero it was, but if it was the Fatherland HMG, he was on disconnected territory, so I was fine. Now, of course, you'll see here I just moved out my 2-man rifleman squad to cap that point, the one that was in the building. And of course, you have to be careful with your low health rifleman squads, and that's exactly what almost happened here. I almost lost that, I think. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't lose it. So now I have even more rifleman squads on the field, because I know his tagging is going to be a bit behind. And how do I know that? Because he invested in forward HQ, which of course costs manpower. So I have the luxury to get another rifleman squad out, and if he tries to pump more folks or more MGs, I will have even more flanking opportunities available to me. Of course, the Flamer Bar Rifleman Squad combo is a deadly combination for any Wehrmacht infantry at the beginning, and you'll see right here that he of course once again pops the recoup losses, but I don't really care at this time, because I really want to put the pressure on him. I want to drive him off the field, and I want to make that happen as quickly as I can, because as we all know, taking the game to a later phase with US is not exactly what you want to do. And of course, I am armor, but I don't have a Pershing, I just have a Calliope. We'll see if I will use them, or or something like that. Of course, here, what is that commander ability called? I think it's reactive artillery. Yeah, it has to be that. I'm of course retreating and staying away from that area for as long as I can, and I'm gonna keep him contained in that center of the map, from which he literally cannot go far, because he's right out of my base, and I have those squads there trying to do as far harassment as they can. Of course, I spot the MG42 on the tactical map moving to the other direction, so I move to the south to avoid it. And here I make a mistake, because the reactive artillery was still going, and I thought it could have wear off by then, but it didn't, so I lose a rifleman squad. Yay! That's not much I could do, I guess, about that anyway. So now I think it's time for me to build my supply depot. I was worried that this time, although as I said, he had spent some manpower on the forward issue, I was worried about him getting some Pumas out. So I started building my supply depot instead of a trias center, because I wanted to get my motor pool up and get an mate. That's the whole reasoning behind that. I didn't have any information as far as his taking goes, so I just opted for the regular kind of safe option of getting an MH just in case he goes bars. As I said, I don't know what he's doing, and I haven't seen any tier 2 unit. I just see Volks, Pioneers and MGs, so I have to be aware of that. Now of course you'll see that I occupy one of my rifleman squads with the sole task of capping the east of the map that went in the hands of my opponent. Never forget that riflemen can stand on their own at most occasions against the infantry units of the Wehrmacht, single infantry units of the Wehrmacht. So because of that, riflemen are a great harassment unit, especially if they have the bars or if they have the grenades. They're really good. They can stand on their own, they can push a bit more, and can harass even better than a Volks Grenadier squad can, or a Grenadier squad can. in that case. Here I've stopped capping, of course, as soon as I see them attacking. I just want the decap there, and this is a no-go for me. I just retreat and try to flank with my engineers, but I don't think it was successful. My opponent, I think he repositioned he repositioned, so I retreat them as well. My riflemen here just push up some construction pioneers or something like that. Contracted pioneers, I'm sorry, whatever. So I still know that he mainly focuses in the center of the map, that most of his forces are there. So whenever I'm going to attack there, you see, I'm avoiding attacking that position. So whenever I'm going to attack there, I want to be ready for it. And I have seen that he has put down an MG bunker, so he's really serious about it. So there you go, one flanking route is covered by the main bunker, by the MG bunker. I won't even bother going that way. If you see a building you can't take out and you can't approach, forget it. Same thing here, he has put another MG bunker facing the east, that I found out with that rifleman squad anyway. So you retreat, you keep your cool, you keep your distance from the area that's heavily fortified, and you try to surround it and move in at the point that you are ready. And what that point would be? That point would be, in theory, when your forces can converge on the area you want to be at the same time. And how are you gonna achieve that? Well, it's mostly practice, but you need to know a bit how the forces move on the map, and of course you have to issue your attack or move commands at points in time that that make it so that the eventual travel time will coincide for all of them. So here he has to deal with an M8 of mine, and my mate kills his MG, will proceed to attack his grenadiers, and I'm laying a mine as well outside of the church, just in case. And at this point, what the hell happens? He goes out of the game. Why? Well, I was equally surprised that he did, and that's why I click on, do you want to view the battlefield? I'm looking at the map and I'm seeing that he's tier 2 with no packs on the field. Oh my god. It seems that his attention to holding the center of the map, the losses he took, and his fear that eventually my mate would come, made him go for that tier 2, but he did not invest in a pack as soon as he got the tier 2. Instead, he got grenadiers for some reason. And that, I think, made me win. So there you go. It's a lesson, I guess, to how to deal with some early pressure, how to keep harassing, whatever the case, how to stay away from fortified positions unless you are ready to attack. And of course, it's actually one more case in favor of the argument that level does not mean anything. So that's all by me. Hope you enjoyed it. Aramonkg out.